Okay, again, I'm Dan Phillips. I'm the director of the Career Pathways Institute in Grand Island. A little bit about myself. There's kind of a common theme here. I started out in industry. I was in the architecture and drafting industry concurrently for 20 plus years, and that's what I taught in high school, was drafting in CAD. So it allowed me that opportunity to stay within industry, have those relationships with the architecture firms that I worked for, the engineers, the GCs, and use a lot of those changes in software design practices, construction practices, and use that in my classes to keep the kids at the forefront of everything that goes on. And that's really the mission that we have within the Career Pathways Institute. What started out about 6 years ago, we had several of our local manufacturers that came to the community or the Chamber of Commerce and expressed their concern about coming up with highly skilled workers and keeping that stream coming. They didn't come right out and say it, but the apparent result in that might be that they might relocate to a place that could offer that. So the Chamber of Commerce went to Grand Island Public Schools, went to Central Community College, and says we need to get together and work this. So we have formed a group, an executive team of local presidents, VPs of corporations, Chamber of Commerce representatives, CCC representatives, Grand Island Public Schools representatives that use this information and use this feedback. Took a trip down to Phoenix, Arizona, to the East Valley Institute of Technology, which is kind of the mecca of what we do. It's their own standalone school district for juniors and seniors that has about 4,300 kids in it. They get students from about 25 different school districts in East Phoenix. They saw that, loved the concept, fell into the concept of what they do for students and for local industry, and came back to Grand Island and said, yes, this is something that we can do on obviously a lot smaller scale. At that point, we brought the teachers in, we brought the counselors in, brought superintendents from the local Grand Island area in as well, took a tour down to Oklahoma to Meridian High School and Francis Tuttle, and to where they could all see this done on a scale that was more closely fit to what Grand Island would offer. Once the teachers, counselors, administration saw that, it was pedal to the metal, go like gangbusters. We had about 2 years of curriculum development that followed that in preparation for our opening, which was the start of the 13-14 school year. Again, the design goals of the Career Pathways Institute is to respond to local business needs. That's primarily item number one, is to meet those needs, grow the local industry, grow the community with those well-rounded, highly skilled employees. Business and industry. Industry's been involved since day one. In fact, if they weren't driving the car, they were in the passenger seat throughout this whole process. They've been involved. The reason why we started off with those presidents and VP CEOs of the company, they gave up 6 days over the course of 6 months throughout the initial planning. The reason they were targeted was they didn't have to go back and ask somebody for support. They could commit their support, both in terms of their time, their talent, their treasure, which was a major component in not only getting this going, but also sustaining it as we go. Okay. Collaborate with higher education. Again, CCC's been involved. Everything's been structured as far as going through and laddering into programs on the higher education level. Model educational facility. We looked at what everybody else was doing and adapted it to what fits on our level. In all the schools that we've had in tours come out, it's one thing that I've stressed. There's nothing that we do that's any different. We've just taken what everybody else has done and made it fit our community, our students, and our needs. So everything that's done is scalable and able to adapt to any setting. Okay. Expectations. Expectations are very high with us. And you can see a lot of those options that go along with that. But the primary focus with what we want to do is we want to prepare every student that comes out of there for career and college ready. We know that not every kid's going to go to a 4-year school, not every kid's going to go 2-year, not every kid's going to go right into work, but we have a wide spectrum of all those students. So we prepare them for that career and college ready. We make sure that everybody comes out of there that has nationally recognized certification, has the opportunity to get dual enrollment credit while they're there, so that wherever they decide to enter that workforce, whether it's right after high school, right after 2-year school or 4-year school, that we provide them with the tools to get that advantage over people that they might be competing with at that same point. And these are many of the ways that we do that. In terms of the employability skills, that's probably the biggest thing, and it's been said several times both in the business side and the educational side. We here at Common, all of our advisory groups say the same thing. They can have the best set of technical skills around, but if they can't get there on time, if their work ethic isn't good, if they can't communicate with coworkers or bosses, there's not a whole lot they can do with them. So those are things that we tie into everything that we do, is those employability skills. We have rubrics that the faculty created that the kids assess themselves, the faculty assesses them. Every skill portion that we cover also includes an employability skill tied directly to that. Okay. We have 3 different campuses represented within the Career Pathways Institute. All of this started at Grand Island Senior High and now has branched out to several different campuses. At our Senior High campus, we have all of our business, marketing, management, communications, graphic arts, hospitality and tourism, health science and human services, all that operate on our traditional 50-minute class period schedule. At the Adams Street campus, which again has been in operation now for 1.5 years, the pathways that we have there are automotive, and these are just some pictures of the facilities that we have, are construction, drafting, manufacturing, and information technology. All are handled out of our Adams Street campus. This is the plan of that. Everything designed with this program was done on a modular basis, under the design emphasis that anything can be changed. So if we're going down the road and realize that we've either saturated the market with the program or there's something that's come out new that we need to transition to, we have the ability and flexibility to reevaluate all our programs on a yearly basis, and there's nothing that's built into these areas, so at any time we can transition to something that might be better fitting to our community and to our area. We also have we're fortunate to have about 1/4 of our building that it's future expansion area that is set up to add a couple different pathways. Either something that we're currently doing at Senior High that would ramp up its industry support, the dual enrollment opportunities through CCC, and move over, or something that industry comes to us again and says, hey, we're struggling with plumbers, HVAC, and electricians. And then we look at how we can start that program, ladder it into CCC, and help to relieve a lot of those pressures. And then at the Central Community College campus in Grand Island, we have our welding program, as well as our nursing and education, all that's under the umbrella of the Career Pathways Institute. To get to CPI, we've branched down into our middle school using the C4C curriculum that the NDE has started to develop. Again, to start, not that we want kids in middle school to say, I want to do this, but to expose them. Expose them to all the opportunities that they might not see at home or might not even know exist, but get that out there to show them what different options are available. All the students using our Navient software do a learning plan, personal learning plan that carries them through the high school and is something that they start in middle school and constantly are updating, evaluating as they go through their high school. All of our programs have introductory classes that they take as a freshman or sophomore. Just gives them a scratch the surface experience on what that is to just help them decide which one is going to be the best fit for them as they go through high school. And then the 3-course sequence that's outlined through NDE, the intro course, and then 2 additional courses. With the programs that are offered at senior high, it's a lot easier for kids to complete multiple pathways. With the Adam Street and CCC pathways, it's a little bit harder because those programs require that they be a junior or senior. They're on a half-day approach. So basically, their junior and senior year, those two years wipe out all of their electives, and then they return to senior high or to their home school to complete their core requirements. Again, career and college ready upon graduation. Our primary focus to students is the industry certification. We offer industry certification in all of our areas in terms of OSHA certification, NCCER in our construction, NIMS in the manufacturing, student ASE through automotive, IT with the Cisco, the Microsoft, certifications like that. Sorry for all of you trying to write as I'm speaking. But again, that preparation, that documented documented state of certification that shows that they have that skill set that they can take to that future employer. Again, regardless of when they enter that, it's a set of skills that they have for life. And again, community college credits, all of our programs offer up to a semester of community college credit that students can take. They have the option to either do it for just high school credit or to take that for dual credit as well. Our career student organizations, as was spoken about, we offer 3 different career student organizations. Our IT students currently are participating in FBLA, and then we'll branch that out into our business as well. HOSA, all of our medical students, sports med, medical students are competing and have competed in HOSA. And then everything else pretty much falls under Skills USA. All 3 programs, HOSA's been around the longest due to what's been going on at the state at senior high. All 3 have had national qualifiers over the past several years, so had pretty good success in those competitions. It allows students the leadership opportunities and the competitive programs to get out and compete against the rest of the kids of Nebraska. And that's it in a very quick nutshell.